Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Tori and welcome back to another 2K simulation. Now this is going to be a Kevin Love simulation since that seems like what everybody wants to talk about lately. Kevin Love posting Portland on his Instagram. That means he's coming to Portland even though he grew up here. I don't know. Anyways, this is going to be a Kevin Love rebuild or simulation or whatever you want to call it. So these rosters are updated. We got the Kent Bazemore trade. The rookies are drafted to their correct team. So we got Nasir Little. And now we're going to hop in and we're going to make this Kevin Love's trade. So I think you got to start off with Harkless and Leonard. That would be the bare minimum for this trade. Now, Kevin Love is making $29 million. We probably need to send out Gary Trent Jr. as well, and then a first-round pick. We have to give up Gary Trent to match, and that's a young piece that Cleveland might want, and then a first-round pick. I think if there's a Kevin Love trade, it's going to look a lot like this. So we're going to make this trade, and now we're going to head into free agency. So one of the guys that I need to pick up that I haven't picked up yet is Jalen Hurd, who's on that two-way contract. Here we go, offer him that two-way. I gotta fix some sliders because he wants to get overpaid. Alright, now we can sign Jalen Hurd to that two-way contract. Since we just traded out 3 players, only got back 1. Another one of the guys that I'm going to sign to a minimum contract is Isaiah Whitehead, who is on our Summer League team. He's a guard that I really like. I'm really excited to see him play in Summer League. I think he's a bit underrated. He definitely has a chance to make the roster if we bring him into training camp and let him play during the preseason. So now we're going to try and bring back Rodney Hood for the taxpayer mid-level exception. What I did with that first video is I used a random number generator to decide some random things that happened. So 1 out of 100, I'm going to put it at a 33% chance that we can get back Rodney Hood for a taxpayer mid-level exception. So if it's under 33, we're keeping Rodney Hood. It's a 94, so we're not going to be able to keep Rodney Hood. I want to try and bring back Al-Farouq Aminu at least. I think with Kevin Love as the starting power forward, maybe you could have Aminu as small forward. Since we're not going to get hard capped because we have too much salary, we can elect to bring back Aminu back for any number. So a 1-year contract, maybe $10 million a year for Aminu, I think that makes a decent amount of sense. And then you have Aminu and Kent Bazemore as $29 million in expiring contracts. That's Nikola Mirotic. But you'd have $29 million in expiring contracts in Aminu and Bazemore that you could trade for a star. You'd still have young assets. You'd still have future picks. So Portland could still make a splash at the trade deadline for a guy like an Otto Porter Jr. So Aminu's going to be our small forward. We're going to bring him back for $10 million. Now, something I did with the ratings is I used Real Plus Minus, which is a good advanced stat by ESPN. I used it to tweak some of these ratings. So Al-Farouq Aminu was very highly rated, and it's a respectable stat. So that's why he's a 79. You got Enes Kanter as a 78. Rodney Hood is a 77. Some of you might not agree with those ratings, but I think it was a little better than what 2K had. So that's what we're going to roll with. Now we're also going to use this random number generator to determine where top free agents go. Kawhi Leonard's going to be going to the Los Angeles Clippers. We're going to make it tough in the Western Conference. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving will both be going to the Brooklyn Nets. And I'll have to update these injuries because Kevin Durant will not play next year. Jimmy Butler, I have no idea where he's going to go, so I'm going to roll between 1 and 30 for every NBA team until we find a destination that makes sense for him. We got 14, which is the Los Angeles Lakers, and they just cleared max cap space. So we got Jimmy Butler, who's rumored to be interested in the Lakers. We got him going to the Lakers to join up with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. That team's not going to have any depth whatsoever, though. Kemba Walker we got going to the Boston Celtics. It sounds like that's the most likely destination for Kemba. He's not going to be going back to Charlotte. And then we got Vucevic going back to the Orlando Magic. We'll have Clay going back to the Warriors. We'll have Chris Middleton down below. He'll be going back to the Milwaukee Bucks. We got to find a destination for Al Horford, DeMarcus Cousins, Tobias Harris, and D'Angelo Russell. And then the rest of the free agents, wherever they go, they go. We're going to try and sign somebody for that taxpayer mid-level exception. So Al Horford, we're going to do the same thing roll random numbers between 1 and 30 until we find a destination that makes sense for him, because I have no clue where he's going either. So we got Al Horford going to the Sacramento Kings, who I actually think is the mystery destination for him. We're going to make this a 4-year, $110 million contract. Apparently he's going to be offered a ton of money, even though he's already 33 years old. His situation is going to be very interesting to watch. And DeMarcus Cousins, we're going to do the very same thing. Roll until we find a destination for him. So we got DeMarcus Cousins going to the Dallas Mavericks, who need a center. We're going to make it just a 1-and-1 deal, second-year team option. We're going to max him out. I have no idea where DeMarcus Cousins could go. I have no idea how much he'll get offered, so that's just a shot in the dark. And then we got Tobias Harris. We got him going back to the 76ers. What he gets offered, I have no idea as well. Probably a max contract, which seems like a bit of an overpay. But if the 76ers lose a guy like Jimmy Butler, which in the simulation he went to the Lakers, then I could see them maxing out Tobias Harris, probably on a 4-year contract though. I don't see them giving him 5. They'll probably save that for Ben Simmons. Chris Middleton as well. I think he'll get near a max contract, but I don't think he'll get quite the max. I think 4 years, $110 million is about what he deserves. I think they also find a way to bring back Brook Lopez. For what amount, I have no idea. We're just going to set it to $10 million. Milwaukee's going to be doing a lot to clear space. What happens there is going to be really interesting. I do think they end up losing Malcolm Brogdon, though. I got the Phoenix Suns offering Malcolm Brogdon to be their starting point guard, offering him a boatload of money. They want to surround their team with shooting. That's why they drafted Cam Johnson 11th, 45% three-point shooter in college. That's why they drafted Ty Jerome right ahead of us instead of a guy like Nasir Little. They want shooting to surround guys like Devin Booker and especially DeAndre Ayton to give him space to work in the low post. Malcolm Brogdon fits that. They need a point guard, and I don't think the Bucks match if Brogdon gets offered over $21 million a year. And with the way the market is shaping up, I do think there will be a team desperate enough to try and get Malcolm Brogdon. And with Phoenix's emphasis on finding guys that can really shoot the ball, I think Brogdon will be their target before D'Angelo Russell. To make this contract interesting, we're going to front load it, have it declining, and there we go. Brogdon's going to end up going to the Phoenix Suns. And then Julius Randle is probably the last guy we got to figure out. We're going to have him going to the New York Knicks because he is a guy that can kind of help right now. He would immediately be their best player, but he's also young, so he fits their rebuilding timeline if they don't end up landing a big name free agent, which it doesn't sound like they're going to. At least they could say, hey, at least we got a decent piece. It's a little better than past years when we overpaid Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah, guys like that. But now we need to find the Portland Trail Blazers a wing for the taxpayer mid-level exception. At least I think they should go after a wing. You got Love, you still got Zach Collins, you got Aminu, those are some bigs, you got Labissiere. Actually, we might start Al-Farouq Aminu at small forward like I said before, so then we would need a power forward. This is a guy I actually really like as a power forward, good fit with Zach Collins. Go follow me on Twitter at ToryJonesYT. I just tweeted a bunch of stuff about Cheick Diallo. I think that could be an underrated target, and I'll talk about him more in the next couple of days. But this is going to be our taxpayer mid-level exception signing. We're going to do a team option, so that's 3-year, $18 million contract. He's young, only 22 years old, so I do think he still has room left to grow, and he was already a very solid player, so I think this could be a really good pickup. We start Al-Farouq Aminu at small forward. He plays some backup power forward. Diallo can play some power forward and center, so I really like the way this roster is shaping up after acquiring Kevin Love. Now, I should say, I'm not a fan of a Kevin Love trade. Anything more than that trade I would be absolutely against, and I'm still not sure I want to acquire him because we'd be stuck in this roster for years to come with his contract. So if we're going to do it, Olshey better be 100% confident that it's ending up with us being a top 3 team in the league and a true contender. We'll also end up bringing back Jake Layman for about $5 million a year or so. Probably 2-3-year deal. We might still have a little bit too much depth, but that just makes it possible for us to make a consolidation trade at the trade deadline. So we're going to turn free agent signings to automatic. We'll see where some of these guys go. We just re-signed Jake Layman, so we pretty much have our roster set. We have 13 players as it is. So I think I put Mike Daum in this as an undrafted free agent. I did. So we're going to sign him as an undrafted free agent And then also, just because we need a player, let's bring back Tim Frazier. Oh no, I wasn't counting Jake Layman, so we're not going to bring back Tim Frazier. Sorry, Tim, but there we go with our 15-man roster. So after randomizing things, we had a really good run of numbers, and I'm being 100% honest. Between 1 and 100, we had a lot of 80s and 90s, so we had CJ McCollum improving a lot on the defensive end and a little bit in his passing. Nurkic is going to be better once he gets back from injury. Jake Layman, I rolled a 100, so he had a lot of improvement. He'll be a good small forward off the bench. Collins improved. Anthony Simons was a 93, so he improved a lot. Great sixth man. Kent Bazemore improved a bit as well. So we got Bazemore, Simons, Collins, Layman, Aminu, Nurkic, Love, McCollum, and Lillard. That's probably going to be our 9-man rotation. Now we just got to plan it out. So this is the rotation I'm going with. We're staggering Dame and CJ again. We're going to give Zach Collins a little bit more minutes. We're going to give him 34. We're going to play Kevin Love as the shooter with the bench unit. His minutes are going to be equal with CJ, so you got CJ out there with Love with that bench unit. That way we got Simons getting more minutes. He's getting 25 minutes a game. Layman's getting 25 minutes a game. You got Bazemore getting 22. Al-Farouq Aminu still getting around 26 minutes a game as the starting small forward. So let's jump straight into this season. Hopefully we don't have any bad injuries happen, but I do like our depth. We're going to have Nurkic coming back soon, so let's see how this team does. So Nurkic coming back, we're 22-9. Very, very solid. Now we have to bring Jusuf Nurkic back into the fold. We're going to immediately bring him back as our starting center. We're not going to give him crazy minutes though. 28 per game sounds good to me. Zach Collins has been playing great. So now we have to find a way to still give him as many minutes as he deserves. And there we go. That's going to be our rotation. I'm not going to keep tinkering with it too much. I keep going back and forth on who I want to play. It would be very hard to figure out what the rotation should be once Nurkic comes back if these guys are playing this well. But we're going to simulate to the trade deadline, see where we stand, see if we want to make a trade or not. With how much perimeter talent we have, I do think I'm going to end up making a trade. It just makes sense to consolidate some of the pieces we have, but we'll see. So at the trade deadline, we're 34-19, not quite as good as I would like. So we are going to make a move for Otto Porter Jr. Let's just toss in 2 future first-round picks because I think that would definitely get this trade done. Except Otto Porter Jr. isn't playing that well, so let's just make it 1, and let's toss in 2 future second-round picks. So we're going to put Kent Bazemore, Al-Farouq Aminu for Otto Porter Jr. We're going to save a little bit of money. That's expiring contract, so Chicago gets off his deal and gets back picks for it. Now we got Otto Porter Jr., and 2K will completely change around the rotation, so I have to go all the way back through once again and change this entire rotation. So I'll be back with you guys after I'm done. Alright, so this is the rotation that I landed on. Dame and CJ playing around 35-36 minutes. Nurkic, Love, and Porter playing around 31-32 minutes per game. Layman and Collins, 27-26 minutes per game. Simons getting 22 off the bench. But anyway, looking at our standing in the Western Conference, we're 4th place. First place is the Lakers. Second place, Golden State. Even without all their guys, they're still doing very well. I did update injuries, so Klay Thompson out a majority of the season. They're still looking good without him. The Clippers with Kawhi and D'Angelo Russell, they're 3rd. We got the Rockets nipping on our heels. The Jazz, after getting Mike Conley, they're in 6th place. They're not looking too good. The Timberwolves are a surprise team. The Nuggets are nowhere to be found. I'm going to have to go and look at these standings to find them. The Nuggets are only a 500 team, somehow worse than the Memphis Grizzlies and Minnesota Timberwolves, but whatever. Eastern Conference, you got the Toronto Raptors without Kawhi Leonard still looking very, very good with Kyle Lowry, with Marc Gasol. You know what? The Spurs aren't doing good, so I'm going to do something fun here. Give me the Toronto Raptors. We'll user control them. And what we're going to do for the Raptors, something that I could see happening next season, something that I think would be a lot of fun. They did get Terrence Ross back, a little bit of a surprise. But anyway, we're going to make a deal work with them getting back DeMar DeRozan. Now, in reality, you'd have something like this. Minimum contracts swapped out for minimum contracts just to make the salary work. You'd probably have San Antonio cutting Boucher and Meeks. But we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to have something like this. We could make something like this work under the CBA rules, but I don't really care about those low-level rated players. So we got Norman Powell, Van Vliet, Anunoby for Derek White, DeMar DeRozan. We're going to toss in picks going to the San Antonio Spurs. We're going to give them back a couple of second-round picks. And we got DeRozan on the Toronto Raptors. That would be a pretty cool story if the Raptors won the championship, lost Kawhi Leonard, then they brought back DeMar DeRozan and still made a run. That'd be a very cool thing to see. Portland needs to try and catch the Lakers for that 1 seed. They are in contention for the 1 seed, but they could also end up being the 5 seed with the Rockets right on their heels. They've been healthy all season long. That's why they have a 38-19 record. We'll see if they can keep their health or if it ends up like last season where in March things just absolutely fall apart. After adding Otto Porter Jr., we are looking very, very good though. We're on a big winning streak. Our winning streak just got snapped. That was 4, 7, 8, 9. That was an 11-game winning streak that we were on. Now Portland is still 3 games back in the West, so we barely made up any ground. The West is brutal. At least we passed up the Clippers. With the way teams are with these rosters, I could definitely see the West going like this next season. We just lost Kevin Love. So we're going to swap out his minutes for Collins, and then we're going to give Labissiere a chance to play a little bit. Hopefully we don't lose too many games. Hopefully Labissiere steps up. He's been developing well this season, up to a 75, 76 overall. And also I really don't want to mess with changing the rotations because it's a lot of work. But yeah, with these rosters, the California teams, both LA teams, Golden State, and then Portland up there, the only team that is underachieving in the simulation right now that I don't see being as bad as they are in this sim is the Denver Nuggets. But for whatever reason, 2K always does the Nuggets wrong. They always have them missed in the playoffs. They just underrate the Nuggets for whatever reason. I don't think the player ratings are underrated. By looking at the roster and their player ratings, they should be doing better than they are in 2K, but they don't do good. I almost completely forgot to switch Kevin Love back into the starting lineup, but there we go. Portland is making their playoff push. They're up to second, ahead of Golden State, but the Lakers are the 1 seed. Screw the Lakers. Hopefully we can take care of them in the playoffs. Right now, I think we'd have to win out to have any chance of catching them, but I still do not see it happening. 3 games left. We're still 3.5 games behind. The Lakers have clinched the 1 seed. We just have to hold off the Golden State Warriors for the 2 seed. This game at the end of the season is probably going to be huge. If we win this LA game though, it doesn't matter. We lost it. So now going into this final game, we are 2 games ahead. So we did end up getting that 2 seed. Now Stephen Curry averaged 39.9 points per game. It is going to be interesting to see how many points per game he averages without Durant, without Klay Thompson, without DeMarcus Cousins, but still, that's almost 40 points per game. Rookie of the Year, Ja Morant. Those are some insane averages for a rookie. 6th Man of the Year, Brandon Clark. So Memphis really has the rookies balling out right now. I probably got to lower some of their shot tendencies. It's not perfect, but you got Kawhi, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Marvin Bagley, and then Luke Walton winning Coach of the Year. Because I haven't changed the coaches, I don't really care. You got Dame only making 3rd team All-NBA, averaging 26 a game. Good percentages, most efficient season of his career. And we are the 2 seed going up against Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz, which would actually be a very difficult matchup for us in the first round. I know that's what they said about OKC, but you got Conley who defends Dame well. You got Donovan Mitchell who's a good defender to put on CJ. You got the rim protection. Utah would be a very scary matchup. So we're going to simulate this fast. It looks like we're struggling this game, a little back and forth, and we pull away late with a 47-point fourth quarter. I'm going to simulate these with Simcast. If it's close near the end, I'll slow it down just for the drama. Here we go. End of the 3rd quarter. We're up 5. Start of the 4th. Only up 2. Utah up 3. 4 minutes left. Now we're down 2 with a minute 24. Let's see if we can clutch up, pull it out. And we cannot. So we split the first 2 games at home. We will face the winner of Golden State versus New Orleans. New Orleans snuck in there with their very young team with Zion, and they split with Golden State to start off as well. OKC beat the Lakers in Game 1. OKC won the first 2 games against the Lakers. I don't know if they have an injury or something, but now we go into game 3. We're looking solid against the Jazz right now in Utah. And right now it looks like we're going to pull this one out, so we do steal back home court advantage. I want to check the Lakers. They have all their guys. They have Butler, they have Danny Green, who they probably would not be able to sign along with Jimmy Butler, but you know what, whatever. Joakim Noah. Steven Adams somehow ended up on this team. I have no idea how they got Steven Adams. Alright, so I do my trades just based off CBA knowledge, knowing if they work or not. I forgot to change the financial rules back on, so you had stuff that is impossible. Steven Adams trade to the Lakers. So hopefully the Thunder win, because the Thunder traded Steven Adams to the Lakers for basically just first round picks, but now they're up 2-0. So anyway, I found that interesting. Brooklyn with Kyrie, no KD, he's still hurt. They're looking good against Toronto. Detroit is beating Milwaukee. They're up 2-1. Eastern Conference playoffs look very interesting right now. Hopefully Portland can win game 4 and really take control of this series against Utah. And it looks like it's very close, but it looks like the Portland Trailblazers win another game by double digits. They're looking pretty good. I'm just going to simulate this game outright. Hopefully we take care of business, and we do. So we're headed on to the next round. The Lakers 1-2 on the road. So the road team has won every single game in this series, and the Lakers are going to end up pulling that one out with a team that's a little bit better than they'd actually be able to have. So to make this a little bit more real, I'll let him keep Danny Green, but they're not going to have Steven Adams. They didn't give up anything for him, so it's not like they're missing out. So we're just going to give him a little bit of arthroscopic left knee surgery and end his season. So let's just say they never got him. Looking at the Eastern Conference, things are crazy. Brooklyn beat Toronto, so with DeMar DeRozan back, they go back to their old ways of choking in the playoffs. Milwaukee as well also ended up losing, and I don't see Antetokounmpo on here. So it looks like Giannis ended up getting hurt on the last game of the regular season, and that led Milwaukee to losing in the first round. That is brutal. They lost to Detroit. So Boston's the top team in the East right now. They got Kemba Walker to replace Kyrie. They're looking like the favorites out of the East. So now we have our nemesis, the Golden State Warriors. They have Klay Thompson back at this point. So we'll see if we can finally slay our demons and take care of them. And it looks like we lost home court advantage right off the bat. Here we go again with us losing to the Golden State Warriors. Alright, we took care of game 2, so we're still in this series with an improved team. We're going to face the Lakers or the Rockets. This is a very, very likely second round slate of teams for the Western Conference, but we need to steal home court advantage back from the Warriors. So we need this game 3, if not we need game 4. Right now we're looking good, and we pulled it out. Great defensive effort, only gave up 89 points. We got 1-1 series in every other series in the second round. So now if we can win this game, we really take control of this series. But right now it looks like Golden State's going to pull it out. They get a 17-point win. That's a little bit of a blowout. Here we go, game 5. Gotta keep home court advantage. This is a very close game. We're down 10, down 8. We'll see if we can make the comeback here as the clock slowly winds down. We are making a push, but it doesn't look too good right now. Ooh, we're making a great push at the end, and we hit a buzzer beater. We hit a buzzer beater. Jusuf Nurkic, who wasn't able to play against them in the Western Conference Finals, he comes through big with a buzzer-beating layup. So now you got Portland up 3-2 with an insane buzzer beater, a very good comeback. I thought we were done. We were down 10, 12 points in the fourth quarter. So now let's see if we can take care of this. The Lakers ended up beating the Rockets. They're moving on to the Western Conference Finals. Hopefully we can take care of Golden State on the road. Very tough. And this is a game we're going to lose. So we're looking at a game 7. Here we got Boston and Philadelphia. That's a very likely Eastern Conference Finals matchup next season, especially if Kawhi leaves Toronto, and especially if Boston is able to replace Kyrie with Kemba, which isn't really a downgrade at all. So now we go into a Game 7 at home. Hopefully 2K gives us some love. We've built this team up, gotten 2 forward upgrades. Hopefully we can finally beat the Golden State Warriors. Very close first quarter. Very close going into the second. I'm going to alternate the speed of this just to see how this game progresses. We're up 8 in the second quarter, up 10. We're looking good, making a push. But as you guys know from that Western Conference Finals, it's hard to keep the Warriors at bay. They know how to come back from any deficit. And also keep the Warriors at bay. That pun was not intended whatsoever. Right now, we're looking good in the fourth quarter. In real life, I'd be insanely nervous right now. We're up by over 20 points. So we're going to take care of Game 7 against the Warriors, finally beat them. And now, with Kevin Love and Otto Porter Jr., 2 forward upgrades, we make it back to the Western Conference Finals. Let's see if we can make a little bit more of a push and hopefully make it to the NBA Finals. Because if we do, we probably would have home court advantage against a Boston or Philadelphia team that we could probably beat. So here we go with the Lakers. We are on the road. It would be nice to steal home court advantage, but with LeBron and AD, they are looking solid until we have an amazing comeback in the fourth quarter. That was fast. We'll slow this down to medium speed, see if we can hang on. The Lakers take the lead back. Let's see if we can have some more Jusuf Nurkic heroics. And right now, it's very, very tough, and it looks like we're able to pull it out at the very, very end. We do steal home court advantage. So now we go into Game 2. See if we can really take control of this series. Right now, we got a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter. We're looking very, very solid, and we pull it out by 4. We have Dame dropping 41. LeBron James only dropped 6 points. He dropped 38 in Game 1 in a loss, only dropped 6 in Game 2. You know, Skip Bayless right now is absolutely lighting him up. So here we go, won the first 2 games. I'm not going to simulate this with Simcast. Let's see if we can take a 3-0 series lead. And we end up doing so. So hopefully we don't blow this series. We're up 3-0 against the Lakers. That would be devastating if we blew a 3-0 Western Conference series lead against them. Let's see if we can sweep them in 4. We don't get it done. It's 3-1. Let's see if we can win it in LA, and we do. Blazers make it to the NBA Finals with Kevin Love and Otto Porter Jr. So now finishing the series, we have the 76ers, and honestly, every time the Blazers make the finals, one of my league simulations, they're always going up against the 76ers. It's always a rematch of 1977. So hopefully we can get the same results as 1977. We're going to tighten up the rotation a little bit. We got to give Dame a little bit more playing time. This is the NBA Finals, so rest right now is overrated. So this is my final lineup for the NBA Finals. This is how we're going to roll. Increased minutes to our best players. That's what you see in the NBA Finals. The rotation tightens. So here we go. Does Kevin Love and Otto Porter Jr. win the Portland Trailblazers a championship at home? We win Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Simulate straight to next game. There's nothing else going on in the NBA. Really want to keep home court advantage, especially in the finals. Right now it's not looking too good though. We're down 19 going into the fourth quarter. We are able to cut it to single digits. We do have a chance. We're down 4 with 2 minutes left. That would be an amazing comeback. But right now, it looks like Philadelphia is going to take care of business. They steal home court advantage. Now we have to go win one in the city of brotherly love. That's going to be very, very difficult. Very close back and forth games. 7 minutes left. Portland and Philadelphia going back and forth. Philadelphia pulling away late. Portland cannot make the comeback happen. Portland loses Game 3. We're down 2-1 against the 76ers. This is a pivotal Game 4. A Game 4 that we really need to win. And right now, we've pretty much doubled them up, 55-28. I'm going to keep this simulation fast. If we blow this lead, I'm going to be very, very frustrated. And we don't. We win by a whopping 25 points. Damian Lillard dropping 47 in the NBA Finals. That's the type of performance I think Dame would have in the NBA Finals. I think he would step up to that stage, especially with forwards like Otto Porter Jr. and Kevin Love to make teams pay for trapping him. So now series tied at 2-2. We have 2 at home. Let's see if we can pull out an NBA Finals victory. Another very close game. This has been a great series so far, but it's not going to be great if Philadelphia wins on our home floor and we have to win the last 2 games of the series. So right now, minute 42 left, tied game. Philadelphia scores. We bring it back. Down to 30 seconds left, still a tied game. Let's move it to slowest so my voice can keep up with this. We knock down 2 free throws, Philadelphia ties it up, and we hit a buzzer beater because we're clutch. This time it's Kevin Love hitting a 3-point shot at the buzzer. So this trade is paying off if Kevin Love is hitting 3-point buzzer beaters in the playoffs. So now we're up 3-2. One more game left to win to finally get ourselves another championship. We're starting off the first quarter strong. We're in Philadelphia. Another tight game, but we're pulling away right now. We'll see if we can keep it up. So Philadelphia is able to take the lead back. They start off the second half on a 9-0 run. Not what I want to see. Don't want a game 7, even if we have to win it in Philadelphia in front of their fans. I'd still rather have that than us have to come back to Portland for a game 7. Could you imagine the nerves if we played a game 7 in the NBA Finals? I would be a nervous wreck. So hopefully we can get this done. Philadelphia up 102-98 with 5 minutes left. Still up 6 with 3 minutes left. Let's slow it down to medium. See if Portland can win a championship off an amazing comeback. And it looks like we have taken the lead. Down to 28 seconds left. And once again, tie game. Let's see if we can get clutch once again. Wouldn't it be fitting if Otto Porter Jr. hit a game winner? Let's see if that can happen. Down to 18 seconds left. Don't know whose ball it is. Let's see if somebody scores. Down to 8 seconds left. We'll see whose ball it is. We'll go check the play-by-play. Nurkic shooting 3-point jump shots with 8 seconds left in a closeout game in the NBA Finals. I don't really like that. Okay, 2K, I don't know what you're doing, but the 76ers got the rebound, and they end up scoring. They end up scoring with Ben Simmons hitting a close jump shot. I don't care that it was close. Ben Simmons hit a jump shot to go ahead in the NBA Finals. So we'll see if we can hit a buzzer beater. I'm going to click this X button. Let's see if it happens. Does not happen. Jake Layman missed a 3-point shot at the buzzer. Somehow got his own rebound. I don't know. Okay, so we're headed to an NBA Finals Game 7. This is going to close out this episode. I'm going to leave it on medium. I'm going to switch it between medium and fast, make it develop a little slowly. It's not looking good early. Portland down 12. This sucks if they end up losing a Game 7 of the NBA Finals at home. We're down 20 points in the second half. And it does not look like this is going to happen. Apparently, home court advantage doesn't exist in a Game 7. Because we lose by 22 points, Philadelphia wins the championship. Ben Simmons is your finals MVP, averaging 19, 10, and 7. And almost made it happen with 2 upgrades at the forward spots, but we couldn't. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this 2K sim. I know a lot of you guys liked the last one, so I decided I'd run it back. We couldn't win Game 7, but if Portland could have that successful of a season by trading for Kevin Love and Otto Porter Jr., then I think we got to do it. So anyway, that's a wrap for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This has been Tori. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Go Blazers.